Nerdorama Retro Nostalgia time, and we're going to start right inside the case today. 2 videos ago, if you were with me, you would have seen we managed to get the CD-ROM drive working. We just had to have it on the same IDE cable as my compact flash hard drive. But as you can see, the issue is the secondary connection goes down to here. This comes down into the motherboard, but I would like this poking out the back of the case here, and it's not going to reach. So I now have an IDE extension cable, so we will be able to hopefully just plug the male end to a female end, give us the extra cable length we need so we can get this in. So that's one thing we're going to do today. Then, even more excitedly, if excitedly isn't a word, we have this beautiful 5¼ inch floppy drive, just arrived from overseas. It's looking okay. Apparently it came with a guarantee that it would be working. So you can see the retro tech of it all, the big engine here, the motor that will drive it, the reed heads there. Have a look underneath. Love the circuits, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now that I have it in the shop, we can actually see how pretty it is. So we're going to try and get that into this slot here. See if we can get everything to fit and do some cable management. Let's get into it. For the IDE cable, what I'm going to try is unplugging the secondary cable here, moving the slot down, and then using this cord to come from here to here. Then that way, there's only one cord running down here because the floppy drive is going to be coming out this, and it's going to be a bit longer, so we're going to need all the space we can get. Now, if you've seen any of my videos before, I am notorious for plugging things upside down in the wrong way. So I have learnt follow the red cable. So there is a slight bit of red on this side. It's much clearer on the new cable. You can see the red. So if I just line up the red, that should help me get my directions correct. So when unplugging the CD drive, the red is at the top. So if I unplug the CD drive, the red is at the top. Okay. Red is at the top, red is at the top. So if I go red to red, you would think, and then when I plug this in, red will be at the top of the CD drive. So let's just see how that goes first. That was nice and easy, but you can see we have a lot of cable sticking out in here. So I'm going to gently slide my compact flash HDD adapter in. Remember from previous videos, let me hold this still, hold it up to the camera. I will zoom it in, but there is the plastic that I broke when I initially tried to install it. So I tend to not try to unplug this connection here and keep it as still as I can. So it slots here between, what cards are these? The video card and my sound card. Hopefully it goes in nice enough. It has slotted in okay. Let me get a screw in my screwdrivers and we'll screw the little puppy in. All right, have a screw that looks very similar. It might be a slightly different silver, but I can live with that because it's at the back of the case and on the inside. I just want it to hold the bracket nice and steady. If only I could hold my hand nice and steady and get the screw in. Let's try that again. Now I also have a suspicion that I have not placed this correctly in the slot, as this part here does slot down into the motherboard. And I don't think I actually had it sitting correctly in the motherboard at all. So I need to pop it down a bit on an angle. I'm still not 100% convinced. It still likes to move a bit. Maybe it just needs a slight bend in so it hits the socket better. Well, that's good. That's good. All right. Now, if I could just get the screw in, I feel like I may need to change to a magnetized screw head, or this screw isn't actually the right size, and no matter what I do, it will not go in. Just have to get the thread to line up. I feel like we're lined up. Yep, there we go. All right, so the little screw is doing its turny thing. I'm going to try and get it in as tight as I can, so that when I am just going to switch up to a slightly bigger screw head, so I can get it a bit tighter still. This is the screwdriver I should have used all along, but live and learn. All right, that's actually really quite firm. Doing my best to see that it's not going to press. Oh, I wish it didn't have this big bend in, but that's a bit better. There's just not much that can be done about it. So that, while not ideal, doesn't look too bad. But what I do need to do now is get to the connector for my floppy drive, which is actually in here. And it's already been very nicely cable tied up because it wasn't in use previously, but now it will be. So this is our wonderful connector here that will need to be plugged in at the back of the floppy drive in this slot at the front. So I'm just going to pop out this front slot as carefully as I can, and of course my hand won't reach. Let me try coming from the other side. Come on. There we go. So we have my lovely beige panel out. I'm going to hold it up so you can see what it looks like missing its tooth. There we go. So that's where a floppy drive is going to go. Touch wood, things are going okay. For those who are interested, it is a lovely TAC drive. So let's get this in. Let's see how we go. All right, this is up. So slide in gently. So we're going to slide it in. So step one, we've made it in. Now I'll just turn it around a little. I'll angle it up a bit. So here, a bit hard to see, but this is the connector down in there where I need to get it plugged into. So I'll just point with my little screwdriver. So there. So right here is our connector. Now, of course, will I get upside down, backwards, forwards? Will I get it right the first time? Probably not. But it is a cable that has two ports on. So the primary, or the first one, is already down in the floppy drive. So if I just take the direction of the floppy drive to figure out which way is up and which way is down, I should be okay. So it came out of the floppy drive, so I feel like this way is up. So now I have to jiggle this under the power cables. Under. Get it up here to the floppy connector. Push those power cables out of the way. Carefully slide it on. Get my big head out of the way so you can see what's happening. So we're just sliding this on here. Okay, I just need to be carefuler. Let's go from the bottom. I'm going to come around the other side. So there, let me just hold the drive. Unless it does only go one way and I have it upside down. Oh, the connector was not the right length. Oh, it does. What's that? See that? Let me move. So see that little thing there? I don't think that's supposed to be there. Is that what's stopping me from plugging it in? Does the other one have it? Let me have a look. Okay, so that one does have it. Okay, so what I have found is, hopefully we can zoom in. There is a slight break here. So obviously, that's where the piece of plastic goes, on that slight break. So it does only go in one way. So I learn something new every day. So of course, my initial reaction of being able to figure out exactly how to do it and follow it, I had it upside down. All right, so now we know it does only go one way. This way is the top. All right, that's tricky. This is like one of those games you play where everybody has to hold hands and then you have to untangle yourselves without letting go. Okay, yeah, because that has to go there. All right, power cord's out of the way. Okay, not impossible. All right, and it slides straight in. I now have also unplugged the A drive a bit, so let's get it back in. All right, A drive's back in. Floppy drive's in. Cool. Do I have spare power? Yes, I do. Okay. Ooh, what is the best way? Well, I try and bring this up and under. Just make sure it's in the right way. Does only go one way. Curved bit angle goes at the top. Okay. Now I'm not going to screw in everything. We are going to turn the old retro PC upright and see if everything still works. If it does, we'll then screw in and do some cable management and see how we go. Now that we're upright and plugged in, let's see what happens. Well, the BIOS is running, which is a good sign, more than I hoped for. Oh, we heard a noise and a light. That's just the CPU fan. It does like to settle down. Okay. Does say B drive none at the top there, which is not a great sign. So I'm wondering if I have to head into the BIOS and do something. Okay, so it looks like the A drive is still working. Let's just confirm that it's happy. All right, A drive's happy. Let's see if the CD drive's still happy. All right, CD drive's happy. So B drive, you don't exist. Oh, no, you tried. Okay. Oh, let me get a disk. Wow. So we're going to give this Microsoft DOS 6 upgrade disk a whirl. I don't want to install this. I just want to see if it works because I think it should be a good disk. All right, this is a 100% live reaction, everybody. The drive was from AliExpress. It didn't take too long to come. It was sort of a birthday present for myself because I really wanted a 5 1/4 inch floppy. All right, after retry. D-I-R. Oh my gosh! Woohoo! Wow! I thought surely it's not going to work. Surely there's going to be a problem with the drive. Surely my BIOS won't be able to handle it. Okay, let's try copying off this disk. Just going to move the keyboard over here because it's a bit easier for me to work on. Let's go back to the C drive. Let's try that again. C drive. Make directory. Test B. CD test B. Too many parameters. Yeah, because it's actually one word, silly me. All right, let's try that again. CD test B. All right. B drive. So I've made the directory. Copy star.star to C : test B. I'll put the microphone up to it so you can really hear it. Isn't that just the most lovely sound? Oh, Alright, so that also opens new possibilities for the channel with me being able to use 5¼ inch floppy disks. Okay, I'm going to get it screwed in, get the case back on, get it set back up. This was a lovely purchase from the old Amazon AU. All different screw sizes for the retro computers. With the cable management, because it really is just this. Well, this cable here we're not actually using, so that's something I can manage. That's something that we can tie up. So let's wrap this one. And you know what? I'm going to take it out of the case because I have no more physical room for any more optical drives. I've got my compact flash SD card hard drive, so I hot swap my hard drives. So I really don't need to plug in. So I might just remove this IDE cable now and keep it in my spare parts tin. Then it doesn't even need cable managing, gives me a little bit more space. This, I could maybe, yeah, there's just not really much that can be done with it. I just want to make sure it doesn't hit the fan down here. I reckon just a nice, it is, yeah, it's really just sort of going to have to lean in there. That's about all we can do. It's not too bad. Let's just leave it like that and touch wood. Again, I will not need to open the case really anytime soon. Yep, one last look. CD drives in, power. B drives in, power. A drive still there, all powered. Hard drive that doesn't do anything because we use the compact flash reader. Compact flash reader is still in. Its connection looks secure. Extra IDE cable looks secure. Right, well let's put it back together again, screw the case together and see if the 5¼ inch drive is showing up in Windows 3.1. The final test. Cool, making all the sound still. Hard drive's been found. Still happy? So I've been tinkering with my VGA driver, so I did find the driver, but now it just always gives me this error. And this just hangs around and I can't figure out how to close it because it gives me the same error. But I'll worry about that later. But the good news is I do have VGA working here, which you would know if you had seen my previous video, which is my California Girls screensaver. So I'm going to put the link in the comments because it's actually my second worst performing video. And I thought people would find it really, really interesting. Here's a very tiny preview of what you might see. Control panel, desktop, California Girls screensaver set up. View. So if you would like to see some very nice California Girls to save your monitor from burn-in, there is an entire video dedicated to it. Just go and have a look. All right, let's go and open my file manager. A, B, C, D. Oh, we have the whole start of the alphabet song. B drive. There's all our files. Wonderful. We're just going to double check that the A drive and the optical drive is still working so that hopefully I don't have to open up this case again in a while. A drive. There we are. B drive one more time. Oh, C drive we know because the system booted, and the D drive. Well, here we are. I'm as shocked as you are. I cannot believe that my new floppy drive worked first time and I didn't actually break anything. If you've enjoyed my videos, if you want to see more of this content, please give me a like, please give me a thumbs up. Most importantly, please subscribe. Leave a comment so more people get to hear about Nerdorama retro nostalgia through the old YouTube algorithm. I've had a great time doing this video. I've got lots more things coming up now that I have a working 5¼ inch floppy drive. I want to get some really great retro DOS software happening. I already have one of my favorite DOS games purchased on 5¼ in a big box, so that's probably going to be my next video. Thank you again for watching, everyone. Big thank you to the 14 subscribers that we have at the moment, and bye!